You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Shameless After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Shameless After Show.
Welcome, everybody. Bing is for doing. We're here doing another Shameless After Show. Season 3, Episode 6, Cascading Failures. My goodness.
Wow.
So last week, Shinola told us it was going to get more shameless.
She was not lying.
She was not. But before we begin, I am your host, Phil Svitek, joined alongside this week, yet again.
I'm JJ Jurgens.
And I'm Drea Renee.
Welcome back, ladies. Oh, my goodness. Let's start with Kevin V. I feel there's no real good place to start anywhere.
No, might as well just go right to that one.
I'm not kidding you guys. Like, I actually needed a minute after that episode. I was just completely speechless. I cannot believe that happened. I cannot believe that happened. That the 69 with the mother and Dean. I mean, what the hell? I'm sorry. I'm speechless.
It takes... I mean, can I give you the positive spin?
Oh, sure. Find the silver lining, please.
I will find the silver lining.
Okay.
If you really look at it artistically, if this was, let's say it's a painting, all right? And I mean this in the most sincere way I can. I'm trying to find the good.
Okay.
It's beautiful that the daughter is there for the inception of her child. That's the only way I can justify any of this.
Yeah, I just...
Everybody needs a minute. I'm telling you, my brain could not process.
Yeah, it's like you can't even start to think what it would be like 69ing, watching your mother writing somebody's...
Good for
penis,
Kev. See, that's the kind of love I want. I want that kind of love, right?
I don't know if I want that kind of love.
I'm not quite sure if I do either. I don't know. I might need somebody to be like, honey, this might be taking it a little too far. Like, I appreciate it, but I don't know.
I'm such a romantic, though. I'm like, he really freaking loves her. Wow.
No, it's definitely sweet of him, but
I know, maybe a little too sweet.
I love the KKK sheet.
Yeah.
With the insert hole.
I love that they had the hole.
Yeah.
For the penis, but no hole for her to breathe out of.
I know.
Like, she's like, can I just get a mouth hole?
She was like, no, the most important one has the opening, Mom. Please concentrate.
For me, here's one of the reasons why I got to that point. Obviously, V's desperation and all of this. And I don't know, I just, in moments of when you're trying to accomplish something, you're not always thinking.
No.
And so you're just trying to accomplish that goal. And in this situation, the culmination was we got a 69, the dude.
Yeah, I mean, she was extremely focused. You know, the whole plan is this was just the best way. They don't have to deal with any other surrogate, and that, you know, keeps it in the family.
Right.
She was very focused on her plans. She just wanted to get it done.
Well, she did.
I mean, she said, but that was so beyond anything that I could comprehend in my head when V said it's going to get crazier. Right. I mean, I think they're obviously actors, but I don't, that's like the craziest thing I've ever seen on TV. Seriously.
That is the craziest thing.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen on television.
And I've seen Californication. Exactly, obviously, I've seen every episode of Shameless, so we're right up there.
I mean, it really, every episode this year, like we keep saying, like we can't believe that we come to the show and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe tonight.
How many times do I jump out of my chair when we're watching?
Yeah, and we're down like this, like, oh no.
But again, if the silver lining is he loves her that much.
He does. I want a Kev.
And the mom does too. I mean, there's a lot of love in that family.
Yeah. Now, the hard part will be, remember, so Fiona comes in. She's like, what the hell has been going on? And I really want this kid to stick, because if this doesn't go,
I mean,
this is
really.
all for none, and
Yeah.
that's the scariest part of all of this.
Yeah, I agree.
We saw the awkwardness the next morning of everyone's like, oh, wow, what did we do last night? You know? Ooh. I'm sorry. It's just crazy.
Yeah, no, really heartbreaking if it doesn't stick. And I mean, what do they do next?
My, please, nothing.
Nothing. Stop. Get
God does not want you to have a baby.
Let it go. Let it go. Let that ship sail, please.
Take Liam.
Take Liam. Do something. I don't know. For my brain's sake, can they just stop?
But all right, so we've got kind of that out of our system. Before we continue, let us know what you guys thought about this whole.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
we'd love to hear your comments.
You know, so go on iTunes, rate and comment, and tell a friend. You know, I mean, it feels one of those things that you let people know about that goes viral. Hey, this episode of Shameless was crazy. Let your friends know.
Yeah.
Or call in sometime and tell us your thoughts.
That episode is going to be
Yeah.
talked about for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It will. So
Yeah.
I want to know your guys' opinions first. Go to iTunes, rate and comment. All right, let's get to the bulk of the episode, which is the kids are gone. And what I like is that they've dealt with this before, but now it's different.
Little twist on it.
Little twist. Let's talk about Frank parenting for a moment, because it's kind of quick. It's a quicker subject in the end. By the way, I love Sheila taking one for the team.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I love Joan. She is the best. Every episode, I have a Joan moment. And she felt like cotton candy.
I know. I pretty much like being a blonde.
I love
it was
her.
great.
I also liked she stood up to Frank. And
Yes.
it wasn't until Fiona said, "Hey, this is for Debbie, Liam," and she was like, "Okay, I get it," because
Yeah.
she's finally gained that strength to say no to Frank.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I can't believe he left that baby.
by the way, I like that through line of he didn't know about Aunt Ginger.
Oh, I didn't realize that until this episode. I thought they told him last time, but I guess they did not.
No, and so so it's kind of nice that it carries over, you know,
Right.
because most shows would have kind of dropped it. But parenting, just when they stood up, I knew it was going to be a disaster
Right.
of epic proportion, and I like that it is therapy for them
Yeah.
in a weird way. Everyone was obviously horrified. What do you think of the notion of them taking parenting class? Will anything help them?
It'll help Sheila. I
Yeah.
feel like she'll definitely take some stuff from it because obviously she's still hurting from the loss of Karen. Now, Frank, on the other hand, is going through severe withdrawals, which I love that they actually show that on the show. I think that's really great because that's really what, it is like going through drug withdrawals. But no, I don't think Frank is going to take anything from the classes. But Sheila, I think she'll gain some
Let me ask
perspective.
this: is it too late for Sheila? I mean, she's looking for now. Like, her question was so specific. How are you going to answer that?
I know.
You know, how does one answer that? It's too late at that point.
It's never too late, though.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Sheila will get something out of it too. I think, like you said, she's really, I mean, she's got to be sad and struggling not having Karen around, and I think hopefully then we'll see Karen return maybe towards the end of the season.
Hopefully. Where is she?
Will she get a spanking?
I know. Should I ground her or it's like really that part she's a little too late on. It's like let it go, Sheila. Ain't nobody grounded anybody.
Again, by the way, for me, Frank with the pee in his mouth.
Wow.
Here's what I like. It's shows like this and Breaking Bad. They're kind of a weird manual on how to do weird stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's how you can pass a drug test.
But you'd have to say something, I'm sure.
When? At what point?
Do you I've never had one, so I don't know.
I mean, I've
figured
gone
you'd
to
have
the
have-
doctor, but it's not like.
Yeah, I'm like, don't you
You're
have
not-
some kind of conversation or
I love how it's like it's always not what you expect, because I'm thinking, okay, did he shove it like somehow on the
Yes.
side of his leg, or like when you sneak alcohol into a game and you have something down your pants
like a
or whatever,
tube, a
like
pad.
yeah, and it's like no, in his mouth, of course, like it's always I don't know, it's just never what you would ever guess, and I love that about this
those
show.
writers are great.
And it just shows Frank is an expert at this.
Right.
He's gone through this many a times. As Fiona runs up to him and she says, we need you again. She complimented on the fact that he's put on this act of being a good father. By the way, not very easy for her. I thought that was a brilliant scene. Not easy for her to admit that they need him.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's just so tough. Every time, everything goes back to Frank.
I know. Give me the respect I deserve. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? He's dead serious.
And it's hard to believe that he's able to do that, knowing all along that he's like, there's no guilt. You saw no guilt this whole time about what he did.
Not even that. He had no recollection of it.
I think he had a moment when he's like, oh no, how are they? I can't believe it, when she said that they had taken them.
Yeah.
He acted like, he's like, oh, I can't believe it. He remembered.
Yeah.
You think so? Or
You're right. I do think.
Or was that more of like, I got to show concern? Because he wouldn't have cared. Like, it doesn't affect him. In what way does it really affect him?
No, I don't think it affects him, but I think he wanted to pretend like he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, what are you talking about? I had no idea that would happen, because he made the call. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I must,
You missed that look, Phil.
I'm missing every look. I mean, to me, I don't know. For me, it could work both ways. I like, for me, thinking in my mind that he's just so out of it that he doesn't even remember that part of it.
Right.
Because again, he just does things to try to gain, and if it doesn't work out, he doesn't think twice about it.
Yeah.
And obviously, all of his consequences come back to haunt everybody else, but they don't really affect him
Never affect
all too
him.
much.
Yeah.
They only affect him insofar as that they always go back to him, because then ultimately they need him to clean up the mess.
I hate that they need him right now. I hate
He
it.
took pee in his mouth. Let's be real.
I know, he's so gross.
It's moments like that where you're like, you know what? He might be a good guy after all.
Oh yeah, Phil, he's a winner. You gotta keep Frank.
I mean, hey, for better or worse. All right, let's talk about the dispensing of the kids, because this is the meatier part of the episode. Let's talk about Debbie first, because this poor girl,
Debs.
she's, as we talked about, she's gaining her kind of independence, her womanhood, and now she's kind of a slave in this whole situation.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for her, because she's, trying to keep it together and be strong. But you can tell, that she's just really sad and wants to be back home, and feel sorry for her.
And
Yeah.
to a degree, I think, I was there in the car. At a certain age, you kind of know when people are lying to you.
Right.
When they're all kind of saying, when Lip and Ian realized, oh, wait, this is a little bit different. Oh, no, it'll be a week, blah, blah, blah. I think she kind of got it that this was a worse situation than it ever
Yeah,
was.
she picked it
I
up.
think so too. And I think when she was talking with Fee on the porch too, and
Right.
I think she kind of knew by her response that she probably wasn't coming home anytime soon, as soon as she wanted to.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, real soon, Debs.
Yeah.
And she had that moment with herself where she was feeling it was probably going to be a while. So.
Yeah. And I really wonder about her past kind of experiences, because it seems like this is the worst one she's ever experienced, obviously because of those facts, but just I love how she's running the household.
I know. I mean, that's what she's good at doing. She likes, taking care of kids and running the household. So.
She is, but this is where I love the kind of politics of the show is, at what point this lady's got hundreds of these kids.
I know.
She's collecting some sort of checks.
What's it, Kamala?
Yeah.
Mama
Kamala. That's right.
Yes. What kind of a stupid name is that?
Well, goes right along with the show.
But you guys like the little girl that she bonded with.
Oh my God. I loved that freaking little girl. She warmed my heart. LaRonda. Was it LaRonda?
Why? Just because?
She was just so cute, and my mom used to do my hair like that, so I just, I don't know, my whole
Took
heart
you
just
back.
opened up to her. She was so cute. Oh, I loved her.
And does Debbie have a lot of friends? We haven't really seen.
No.
I
So
don't think so.
for the first time, Debbie, in some weird way, has a friend.
Yeah. She lost her little boyfriend, which I was hoping he would stick around for a little bit, but.
Kev's kind of son.
His kind of son. It's like his nephew, essentially.
Well, I think Debbie refocuses quick, whereas, we'll definitely talk about Carl. Carl fixates on things, and
Carl.
we'll talk about that. But in terms of Debbie and the whole penis fixation, again, I think The good news is I think internally she realized she's a little bit too young to be thinking about these things.
Right.
You know.
Speaking of the penis, what happened with the Mandy's sister? Did she run?
She ran out.
She ran away.
yeah.
Okay, I was like, did the mom come get her? She ran away.
Yeah, she got.
I think the mom did come get her, right? She said, then the mom said that she's a runner. She likes to run away.
Got it. Okay. That was real quick. I was like, wait, what
Yeah,
happened?
it was quick.
Yeah. Well, I'm personally. I found it funny, but at the same time, I didn't need it. So
Yeah.
it's just another thing. If we
Yeah.
can get rid of some of this superfluous stuff, fine. Molly's gone. Great.
Great. Girl with
Got a little
penis.
explanation. It's a guy.
Oh, guy. Right, guy.
We've established now it's
Right.
The mom just wanted a daughter, right? So dress the poor boy up like a sex girl.
Yes. All right. Speaking of, let's get to Carl, and let's start with the fact that he's still. By the way, as soon as they got placed and you saw that shot for you, it was great because you started laughing because you got it right in that moment of what was going on.
With Cassius and Lanier?
Yes.
Yeah, that was really, really like, I mean, this gay couple wanting this like little interracial baby. I was just like, what is happening here? Like, it was crazy.
I don't think it wasn't the interracial baby. It was the fact that they got an interracial brother and sister. Or brother and brothers.
Oh, no, I didn't pick that up.
That's what was funny about it.
Oh, no, I missed that.
Because, you know, they could have just had Liam.
Right, but they got old lovely Carl.
Yes.
What kind of name? Cassius and Lanier. Wow. Okay. We could just start there.
I think it's a parody, unfortunately, on, you know, it's a parody of the gays.
Yeah.
I mean, how flamboyant were you know,
His perfectly tailored shirt.
you know, and the way they spoke and the way they touched each other.
Yes,
It was
yeah.
hysterical. And again, what's nice is it wouldn't have been funny if Carl was repulsed by it, but his fascination to go towards it, that's what made it funny.
And this is going over in a couple episodes now, because he was very curious about the gay stuff last time.
And by the way, I like how he's watching the tape. So A, it's a misuse of their trust.
Right.
And B, he's learning gay porn.
I know.
And by the way, still not repulsed. That's the
No.
funny part.
Well, he shouldn't be. It's all neutral. Fine.
Well, what did you guys think of his reaction at the dinner table?
What did he do?
Remember
When he
they're
asked
eating
about the...
they're eating the
with
tofu.
the kale.
Oh.
And here I am writing down the recipe. I'm all kale, brown rice, and tofu.
I liked the, this is when you only put things in your body that are natural.
Yeah, your
He's
body's
like,
a temple.
Like fists. I love his comments. I think they're hilarious.
I love, by the way, how amazing they're having lunch or dinner on the rooftop.
On the rooftop.
Again, this gay couple trying to. I mean, it's Carl of all people that they could have gotten. You know,
Yeah.
had it been Liam and Debbie,
It probably maybe would have worked.
yeah, it would have definitely worked because she would have been like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And how about Carl stealing all this stuff out of their house and trying to like take it home?
But speaking of that, what did you guys think of V telling him, you know, kind of, in my mind, the right thing? I was like, hey, you got to go back.
Yeah, that was great. And holding the stuff for him as well.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I like teaching him, making him have to deal with going through the situation, and I liked that choice.
And I think it was that, and it was also, hey, you know, whoever this couple is, you know, as she found out, if they want to adopt later on, don't ruin it for them. You know, they don't.
Right.
They don't deserve you because you're a monster, and that's best for them. But they still deserve someone.
Right.
You know, and if you leave, you're ruining that option for them.
How cute was Liam? Oh my God, he was so cute with Fiona.
This was his
little-
greatest episode.
Yeah.
No, because that was a gold moment. Because obviously they didn't tell the baby to do that. Oh, he was so cute.
He was adorable.
I mean, there was so many things that you know, they were handing. Oh, for me, the moment, as cute as the Fiona moment was, I really loved when they were stealing the stuff and he hands Carl.
They really had like moments with him and Carl this time. Like I don't know, they just really had it. I know he's so young, but it was like they did have this connection, and you could kind of see him just like being entertained by the stuff that Carl was doing. I thought it really looked like how brothers and brothers are, or sibling relationship is, you know, and him getting him to do the. I mean, I remember my brother getting me to do all kinds of stuff when I was a kid, and I just wanted to please my older brother. Oh yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
And you know
That's
that,
cute.
and again, that's actually the fun part, you know. I mean, as a child, if you look at like, you know, you want to draw and stuff, so it's not like you're being forced to do things you as a kid might not want to do.
That was a nice, pretty white canvas, whatever color that paint
What
was
is
that
it,
they
moon
said.
shadow, sun shadow white or something. I don't know.
I love how they knew the specifics.
Of course.
I'm actually surprised because I think they could have gotten Carl, Carl could have gotten Liam to pee everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But he took that
Yeah.
upon himself.
Yeah, he wanted to get it quick, get it done quick. So they're like, oh no, it's terrible.
By the way, I almost thought for a moment that when he sat down, he would have like just forgotten about it.
I thought he did too. Yeah.
Until he's like, hey, what is this?
No, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe it.
And the irony is, poor Cassius and his boyfriend, because it
They'll
is
be all
working.
right. Yeah. They'll be fine.
Will they be, or will they be traumatized by this experience of foster care?
I think Cassius is a little traumatized. He seemed a little upset about the coloring on the matte finish.
I think they'll get a nice little baby girl next time.
See, again, if Debbie was in the picture, might not have been so bad.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
By the way, they were horrified with everything that Fiona was saying. You guys look so clean and all
I know. I thought
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
So, you know, it's just kind of what's nice also for me as an audience member, it makes you remember kind of the position that the Gallaghers are in. You know, because
Yeah.
I relate to them so much, and then it's nice to sometimes create that distance.
Because you shower every day.
Because I shower
Yes.
every day. Again, and it makes you really feel for the Gallaghers, you know, of saying like, wow, I'm not always in their position, but I respect it and I commend them, you know, for everything that they go through. Again, just even going back to the Kevin V thing. I can't picture that, but hey.
No, more power to you.
But now I have a strategy in life.
No, like when they were, no, Phil, drop that strategy, please.
That was a shameless comment.
Yes, but when they were getting taken in the van, I mean, my heart just was.
Yeah.
I got a little emotional when Fiona had the onesie of Liam's.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so sad.
I agree, and a great moment again from her. I think when she, you know,
yeah.
wants to just break down and then can't, you know, wants
Oh,
to be strong
right.
and puts it away, and it's just really, really good acting, I think, from her.
I thought, but you know, just to jump forward to a moment, her alone, that switch of crying then not crying, I thought. I mean,
That's Fiona.
and it was the same shot.
Yeah.
You know, because most shows you would shoot it, then they would cut to a different angle to kind of do it, but she nailed it.
All in
Yeah,
one
it's like the
take.
tears well up, but then she won't let it fall. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's done,
Okay.
cuts it off.
That was great acting. And by the way, I don't know if this holds true for that particular case, but you know, multiple of the cast members have said, you know, they do it in 1 or 2 takes.
Oh yes, yeah. They
So I
shoot
don't know
really
if this is the
quickly.
case with a moment like that, but if it was, I mean, more power to you. That's just brilliant.
For Emmy Rossum, I'm sure she probably knocked that out of the park pretty quickly.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Mickey and Ian.
Oh no,
Hard to watch.
hard. Another moment I was
Yeah.
about to tear up.
Especially because, you know, in LA, you know, people, we're so accepting, for lack of a better term.
Yeah,
Totally.
And so you kind of forget at times that there are people out there like this. And, you know, yes, you can have a different viewpoint. Sure, I'm willing to accept that. But to hire a Russian to fuck the gay out of you,
I mean,
or I'm going to quote this, so don't get offended, people. Fuck the faggot out of him.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's so unfortunate that people like that still exist. It was a little jarring to watch. Obviously, it was jarring to watch, but I couldn't imagine, you know, my mom or dad being unhappy with my sexuality in such a way where I would get beaten, you know.
And it was such a brutal beating too. Like that was hard for me to watch him punching him like that, and both of them, and yeah.
And especially now that finally they've kind of come to terms with their love, and Mickey's reciprocating, inviting.
movies.
Yeah. You think that maybe we're finally going to get, I mean, we knew because of the preview last time what was coming, but it's like, you think, maybe they'll finally have a nice kind of date moment or a time where they can, you know, let their relationship grow, and then just
And Mickey's trying, you know? He asked him, have you slept with anybody yet? You know, that was his way of like, hey, so what's going on? Like,
Yeah, we're monogamous.
boyfriend, yes, and he had the nuggets or whatever they were cooking. Oh, I love them.
Now let me ask you this: what Mickey did, was it right? Like, what do you do in that if you're?
What he did was right, in my opinion.
I agree. I
Yeah.
think I read it as like he's just trying to get this over as quick as
Exactly.
possible. This is what my dad wants to see. I'm just gonna give it to this effer, and get it over with, and like get him out of here and make it,
Yeah, I think he did the right thing.
And I think he was also trying to get it over faster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Just get it over with, get
Yeah.
it done. But his look that he gave to Ian, Mickey's a great actor. He's great. That look of just like, sorry, he's beaten and there's some girl, he just has to do it.
Yeah.
That was a good moment.
It was. Poor Ian, he was ruined in that moment for many,
Yeah.
many reasons.
Well, and he has a gun pulled on him, and I mean, all kinds of stuff going on there.
Should have stayed at the foster care.
It's a good trick they did. He said, call the Russian, and I'm thinking they're going to call us some goons over. And I'm like, what? What's that?
Yeah.
I was a little confused.
By the way, here's my pet peeve. If you're gonna fuck anything out of anyone, get a good-looking one.
Okay.
I know.
She had nice boobs, though.
She kind of looked like a man. I thought.
I thought
was
for
like,
a second
she came
maybe
in,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, is that a trend?
Like, I don't know what you got there.
Okay.
You know what? But on state, I will. On a scale of 1 to 10, at least she was up there. Whereas, like, you see some of the prostitutes on Breaking Bad, let's say, and you're like, ew, ew. So, she
I
was.
thought she was pretty ew.
She was pretty ew.
Okay,
she was
but
about
again,
too.
On the prostitute scale.
Okay. That's a different scale than
Okay.
just regular.
Now again,
folk.
the meter for this is, by the way, so skewed because then you have the low end people and then you have the high end escorts.
Oh right, which are on that's a whole other scale.
That's like
right?
$10,000 a night
Yeah.
upwards.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Guess it depends, because like Dexter prostitutes are hot, so
Yeah, but how much do they cost?
I don't know.
You don't see they're the high class.
She was more of a stripper versus a
I love that
prostitute,
there's
I
all
guess.
these levels:
There's-
street, the internet, and then high escort.
I mean, it's. Hey, I see this stuff on TV, so don't look at me like
I'm off, Phil, but
I see this stuff on TV.
on these shameless episodes.
All right, trying to bring it back that moment. All right, let's talk about Lip and his blossoming relationship. Are they're? How do you guys take Lip inviting her back into his life, or at least to the home?
I still don't think that he's in love with her. I just think she's still like a girl kind of out of convenience. Like when I want to get some, but I just don't think he's, because he always is kind of first is like, doesn't want her around. Then she kind of pushes and is so like kind of aggressive about it that he ends up just like kind of giving in. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll find.
Did he do it for his brother too, or no?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Just a question. I don't know. For me, I don't know if he did or did not. But
I think he just wanted to get laid.
Yeah.
I mean, that look that she gave him when she was like, "Oh, can I stay at your place?" and he just seemed like, I mean, yeah, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
that's fine. He didn't give her no kind of look this episode at all.
yeah, but why? I mean, why risk it? Why risk?
That's what I don't quite understand about them. Like,
know.
why it doesn't make sense for me. Because, yeah, why risk it? He's not that into her. But, yeah, I guess unless he's just, like, wants to just kind of how he never goes with the system. He's just kind of always being his own.
Bad for last week. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it sends a mixed message to her.
Yes,
Totally,
exactly.
yeah.
But he's just like, I agree with Jamie. It's just out of convenience. She's there and they've already done it, and he knows her, that she knows him. It's like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
But like Karen show back up. Mandy who?
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Well, I'm hoping Karen episode 8.
I think she's coming.
I want to see
soon.
Karen.
Please. Yeah, I hope she does too.
And especially, here's the thing, she's such a good actress, and the way she told her, I looked at her as a villain all last season, and she sat on that couch and talked about, from her perspective as Karen. And I was like, all right, I see your point.
Made sense.
So I want her back.
I know.
I want her back, too. I like the dynamic with those two.
I do.
Also, so I kind of
loves
miss
her.
it. Yeah.
He loves her.
And then obviously that would create a big dynamic with
Yeah,
her.
which would make her, I'd like to see her fired up too, because I think she could. The fight, the two girls fighting could really be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Also fighting
Yeah,
over
yeah.
him.
Sure you wouldn't mind that.
By the way, I give him. I love how Ian calls him a cockroach. He can adapt to any situation.
Yeah, 'cause he's
With the-
smart
It's true.
man. Smart man.
But all right, let's talk about Fiona, who obviously had it. You can argue the hardest.
Yeah.
Certainly in my mind. You know, she. First off, let's talk about real fast about Bobby.
I know. I was like, yes, I missed it. Bobby, that's it for Eric. He was so great.
We love Bobby.
Love Bobby. Love that man.
By the way, you know what? Not wrong. You know, hey, see this back? Dirty.
How awesome was that?
You know, you got to wash my back before I wash yours.
And then he gave her that smile that we saw in here, which was sweet in here, but in there it was like a little devious.
You know, he took it to a whole level. But again, it's just great that he has all these women on his side, and they're like, go ahead, do what you want.
Right, my word against yours.
And they're so nasty too. What the ones say, late like a whore's period or something like that.
Yes. Oh.
They're just such vulgar women that it's hilarious.
Talks like that.
It's apparently supermarket people.
Put nasty stuff in your mouth, nasty stuff comes out. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I've been to that. Yeah, I've been to supermarkets where there's people who hate the job, but
Not like that. Yeah, those women are pretty bad.
I don't know. I guess try to go there between a shift change or something like that. See how it comes out. All right, so Fiona's dealing with that. So let's think about it. She has no job.
No.
She's trying to be nice to Jimmy, which is a minor point, but it's still a point.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
And you know, she can't really tell him because she doesn't really have time for it. So she's trying to show him these subtle ways. Meanwhile, she does need his help. Which I commend Jimmy for. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, because she kind of apologized a little bit. It was a glaze apology.
Now, you guys are mad that he cheated on her last week.
Yes.
So how do you guys take that this week?
Well, he said, she was like, oh, I didn't know you were going to come back. If you were going to come back, he's like, well, neither did I. So, I mean, I didn't know if maybe in that moment he thought they were broken up. But I don't know. I mean, I still feel he shouldn't have done it. But I kind of understand. I mean, he was going through a lot. Doesn't make up for it, but I'm just saying.
I'm still mad at him. It's not right. And to not be telling her any of it, it's just, like we said, he always is keeping secrets from her. And I just think that it's bad, Jimmy. I love Jimmy, but it just, I don't agree with what he's doing to Fiona.
What do you guys think of him trying to make it up to her? I mean,
How? By helping with Frank?
no, finding the silver lining.
Oh, get out of here.
That was more for him,
That
right?
was more for him, little dirty rascal.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I probably would have done the same thing, but still.
okay,
At least
Phil.
try for it.
I'm just saying,
Like
hey, at
true
least
to
I'm
a
honest. You
man.
guys want me to lie?
No. We'd rather you keep it all on the table.
But again, he is. They didn't have a good tag team. You know, when they're in the bar with Frank, he's like, "Oh, let me, that looks heavy. Let me carry that for you." Oh no, I need it. What do you need it for, Frank?
Right.
So it's good that he is helping her
He
because
has her back.
I mean, I really felt the desperation in her voice when she said, "Could we just lay here?"
Yeah.
She just wanted.
Yeah.
Again, she was there alone, and finally, she just wanted somebody in that damn house.
Well, and I liked how he was like, yeah, that sounds nice. Actually, I thought that was a really good line because, yeah, as girls know, like when you're emotional, there's a lot of stuff going on, and
got
some
time for
horny
that.
guy wants to have sex. You're just like, oh, there's a time where it just means so much more for you to just like,
Right.
And so she just lost all her siblings and is, it's like, I can understand why she's not like, oh yeah, I have the house to myself, let's get it on, you know? She's like a little emotional. So I thought that was actually a great moment that he wasn't mad or wasn't that he just was like, yeah, that sounds nice. I mean, maybe sure he wanted. Sure tried. He probably
like
tried
30 seconds
to
later.
the lady.
He's
to
like, so we've been laying here for a whole minute. Are you good?
yeah, it's like, so now.
I didn't buy his whole, oh, that sounds nice. I felt like he was trying to put down the guy face. He's all, okay.
Well, I don't think he
guess.
wanted that, but I
Right,
think he
right.
was like, okay.
He accepted it.
yeah,
He did what he was supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Till the morning, and then he woke up and was like, yeah.
When he had blue balls.
Yeah, exactly. He's all, yo, Fiona, come on now.
Yeah. All right, so her on this mission. Again, what was interesting is how do you kind of visit all these kids, and what order do do it in. You know what I mean? Especially knowing that they may not be coming back for a little bit. So I thought it was nice how she kind of handled that, and obviously she did pretty much visit everyone,
Yeah.
although she doesn't know what's happening with Ian.
And I like the story with the caseworker, how she was a little, and then she changed and saw how healthy Fiona was for the kids. I ended up liking her because at first I was gonna have some mean comments for Miss Lady, but
Yeah, I agree, and it was nice when she stepped away and was like, "I'm gonna go away. if you want to play
that
this."
was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She redeemed herself.
Yeah.
And all right, let's talk about that moment. What goes through? I mean, she just had a nervous breakdown, right? She was crying.
Yeah.
She's talking with Jimmy. You know, this is all Cascading Failures, as the title episode. You know, that's where they derived it from. And then, you know, to plea herself to Frank to do this. What goes through your mind at that moment?
Yeah, and to him, like, you know, because, she had to suck it up and do that and say, we need you. And then to find out that he's the one that, I mean, the anger and just,
Again, great acting. That close up of her face, you saw the transition, just like how the anger grew. It was great.
Poor Fiona.
I know. I wonder what she's gonna do. I can't wait.
Well, all right. Well, we'll get into that prediction, but do we want to talk about some news? Do we have that?
Well,
Not really. Yeah.
I
it looked, it was
looked.
pretty slim pickings
it's
this week.
slim.
Anyone see
Pickens.
Beautiful Creatures?
No,
I did not get to go to it yet. Did you see it?
I have not yet seen it, but I continue to hear amazing things. So, of course, why am I talking about that movie? Because our girl Emmy Rossum is in it.
Yes,
And supposedly she looks beautiful and is just amazing in it.
I don't think she can look.
Yeah, I don't either. She's beautiful and shameless.
I know, and she like essentially wears nothing.
Yeah. So congratulations. It's it's in theaters. So go support it. Go support Emmy. And if there's a movie 43, if that's still out in your local theaters, check it out. It's got Jeremy White in it, who obviously plays
yes.
Lip. And I enjoyed the movie.
Did
if
you?
Still wanna see that one.
If nothing else, go see his performance in it because it's hysterical. So
Did you walk out feeling like, oh, that was worth seeing, or were you a little conflicted?
I knew what it was going to be.
Okay.
I knew it was going to be.
Yeah.
So
Expectations,
I'm into those movies. I'm into Piranha 3D.
Okay,
I'm into
okay.
I'm into Shark Night.
Oh, I know what you like,
okay,
Piranha
all right.
3D.
No, not even that. I like
There's
An applause.
what is the
Lorena.
Vampire Night? Fright Night. Fright Night. You know, like I'm into those movies.
Really? Another applause?
We need more. Any movie that starts with blank night.
You're in.
Yeah.
Sign Phil up ASAP.
All right. Let's get into predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
All right. So, we kind of knew that we were heading into a court case. You know, because we got that last week from our guest. I thought it was going to be Frank and Fiona together,
Me too.
not opposites.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
I think Fiona's going to come bringing it with the fire. I really do. I think she's going to have some like serious stuff to say.
Well, this is a culmination of her whole life. You know, how many times has she had to go back to Frank,
Yeah.
and now to realize that she's always known that he's the cause of many, many things, but this.
This takes it to a whole nother level. I mean, this is getting the courts involved and getting towards actually taking these kids that she's basically sacrificed her whole life for is just, you know,
And
it's
again, over petty
unacceptable.
stuff. Why?
Yeah.
Because she would not let you back in because she knew what a terrible influence you are on the kids.
Yeah. I think his drunkenness, maybe he didn't realize the severity of what he did.
He never does.
I know. He never, he just, I'm just going to
It's a
make
quick
a phone
fix
call.
for-
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
All of his things are band-aids.
Right.
And they're self-serving.
Yeah.
You know, so if it means a waste of the kids, great. It doesn't matter. What does he care? Jaime's father.
Oh, poor Sheila. But Karen's the mom, so I'm hoping maybe, well, I guess because he's the father, he'd probably have more of a right, but he might try to take them all back.
Maybe that'll be how
Karen
comes back in the picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be.
Hope so.
I mean, it's just finally Sheila's gotten accustomed to this
I know.
life in whatever
Yeah.
fashion that may entail. But
And Jaime's not screaming anymore. I mean, for whatever reason, but that's okay.
I didn't really see that one coming. I just kind of didn't even think about the father of that
Yeah,
baby
me
like ever
neither.
coming back in the picture.
and here's what I hope it isn't. And again, because of Shameless, I can go here. I hope it's not for like checks. You know what I mean? I mean, the kid is what the kid is.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
Why now? Why now? are you doing
For
that?
some reason, I think it's clearly the mom. I don't think that kid even cared, or wants it. I felt like, I
Right.
don't know what, but just from the way she
Again,
was.
that's why payment comes into mind. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might be right, actually.
Whereas Sheila, obviously, she likes and loves the kid, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She loves
Now
him.
they're just getting sleep.
I mean, her face when that door
Yeah.
opened and like, hey, I'm the father. Oh my God. She
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to watch.
will Chody have to find Karen? Because we haven't reached the point yet where, right, Sheila's just kind of praying and hoping. But now, what if she tells him, like, you go and you find Karen?
She probably will.
She might, yeah.
Yeah. And ask Frank to help you.
I don't think she's that stupid.
I'm just joking.
It's gonna be, question: will everything be resolved next episode in terms of the court case?
I hope so. I want the kids to go back home.
I don't think so, unfortunately.
I know. Probably not. But
Yeah, I don't think that, yeah.
I don't
I
think
don't
it's
think
that
they'll be
gonna
home yet either. I think it's going to go on a little bit.
I think at least it won't be resolved by next episode, certainly for me.
I hope so.
I think
it maybe will.
I think a lot's going to kind of happen. I think maybe sometime during all this court case too, that Fiona is going to find out about Jimmy's girl. And she's just going to have all this stuff at
Oh,
once
no.
to deal with.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about? Is the baby gonna stick for Kevin and V?
No.
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 No. All that for nothing.
All that for nothing. And this
They
is gonna
sold
be
their souls for nothing.
for nothing.
I don't think it's going to take either.
I think her mom's too old now.
This is gonna ruin V.
And her relationship with her mother. Maybe.
I don't think it's gonna ruin that, but it's just gonna
It
destroy.
could be awkward.
They could still get pregnant.
I think it's
They
less
still
about
could-
the awkwardness of that, and it's more of the realization of like we really just cannot have a child. Like
yeah.
we did
I
this.
think they'll get one. I think when this isn't going to take, and then things are going to die down
More
for a while.
asparagus.
And then, yeah, and I think they're
And
going to end
garlic.
up pregnant after they thought they didn't have a chance.
All right, well, I think that about wraps it up for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are listening and you want to get pregnant, I recommend more asparagus. If
Or
you
a
guys
Russian
are,
hooker, whatever.
there you go. I recommend if you're not trying to have a kid, cut down on the asparagus.
And take your mother out of the section.
I don't eat chocolate. Apparently, chocolate is a thing.
Dark
chocolate.
All right, then yeah, no dark chocolate. Regular chocolate's okay. All right. Thank you guys. Where can they find you in the meantime?
I am at jjjurgens.com and at jjjurgens on Twitter.
And I'm at Drea Renee _ on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can follow us here at AfterBuzz TV and catch JJ on other shows such as Nashville. Am I forgetting something? Oh, you just-
That's it right now.
That's it
Dexter,
right
not
now.
until next summer.
Okay. So until next week, I guess we'll see you here.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.